everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi! It's time for formatting, babies! So I finished last night a second story, the 5th pass through, 6th pass through, I don't know how many pass throughs I've done at this point. That means I can now dive into formatting. But before I do that, I was talking to my boss, funnily enough, who has self-published a children's book. She was saying that, and also, we're both editors, so she does this all the time where she gets Word to audibly speak out things to her sometimes to see if that'll like catch more mistakes or weird phrasings. And I'm like, Shannon, that's freaking genius. So I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna see how it works. I'm gonna see how the sound is, because I don't know if the Word AI is gonna be a good sound for stuff, right? So let's actually experience this together. Why not? But yes, if you're new here, I wrote a cozy fantasy, a queer cozy fantasy, I should specify, that is going to be published May 11th. It's also March 29th today. So we have less than a month to get my life together and to format this. I also want to have arcs going out to readers the first week of April. So I need to format this pronto. So, okay, so we're gonna go chapter 1. We're gonna read aloud. We'll see how loud this is.
Chapter 1. Wildflowers dance happily in the sunshine, their brilliantly colored heads ducking and swaying throughout the meadow. Arilis Damaris sat surrounded by his other party members, wondering,
Hold on.
Hold
on. What the fuck?
Arilis Damaris sat surrounded by his other party members, wondering.
Arilis Damaris. That's Ari's new name. Okay, let's go with Fred. That was Alex's voice selection.
For the first time.
Nope, that's worse. Fred sounds worse. How about Samantha?
What he had gotten himself into.
Nope, that's worse. Victoria, save us.
Ari, you're lost in the clouds.
Nope, that's even worse. Wow. Okay, so this is just bad all around.
Said a charming, honey-smooth voice from behind him.
So it's bad. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Okay, experiment has failed. But that's okay. But yes, so this vlog is going to be me kind of figuring out how to do the formatting things. As I was going through my Scrivener document, which is right here, I had been taking every chapter that I had finished and putting it into a Word document, because I know that part of it, like transferring Scrivener to document, is the longest process. And before any of you come in my comments saying like you can just export from Scrivener, I have tried and it is the most annoying thing to do, because let's be real, like the formatting is whack. So it's easier to go through and copy paste into Word and then fix the formatting in Word as you go, which is, you know, tedious and whatever, but I've been doing that at the end of every draft whenever I've needed to transfer it to Word. I've been like waiting until the end of the draft to do that, which then takes me hours because there are 39 chapters. So it takes a really long time to copy paste, reformat, copy paste, reformat, you know? So that's what I've been doing after every chapter that I finished reading through and editing. And then last night, as I finished that, I ended up going through Word and running a spell check, which was very smart of me, because as a Canadian, a lot of our spellings are very strange. So I've changed all of my spellings to the American spelling, because I know, like, as an audience, that's probably who's gonna buy my book more. So I figured we'll just dumb ourselves down to the American spelling. I do apologize for saying that, but it's true. There are words that I've used that don't exist in the US. They just don't exist. So that spell check was very fun. And I hope it caught everything. It should have, because it did catch some stuff that I didn't realize was even a thing, which is very fun to realize that you've been spelling something wrong your whole life and Scrivener didn't catch it. I think what this kind of process does, it just makes me realize how bad Scrivener's spell check is on the fly. I think if you actually go in and have Scrivener spell check stuff for you, it's better, but like on the fly spell checking, it doesn't catch a lot, but Word catches a lot of things. So that's what I did last night. It took probably 30 minutes to go through the whole document, just making sure everything was good. And it would catch a lot of formatting things that I didn't realize were a thing, like double spaces, or any time in Scrivener, sometimes when I do the long dash closing bracket, it does a long dash opening bracket, and I can't really tell the difference in Scrivener because of the font that I'm using. So when it goes into Word, it's like, this is wrong. And I'm like, yes, it is wrong. Thank you for catching that, because I would hate that that slipped through. Word document is ready to go, almost. I do need to throw my my glossary and acknowledgements in before I throw it into Atticus, just for my own brain. I am using Atticus as my formatting software because when I was kind of doing research for formatting softwares, I came across like a lot of different options, but the best seemed to be Vellum. But Vellum is so expensive. It's like $300 American. With our dollar right now, that would be probably upwards of $400 for us Canadians. So I don't need to spend that amount of money on something that I can only use on a Mac, even though I do have a Mac. That is my personal computer. My personal computer is a Mac. But I wanted the option to potentially format this on my work computer, which is a PC. Why? Because sometimes my personal computer has a fit and it decides that it's not gonna, be quiet, and it just overheats like crazy. So if that happens while running Atticus, I will just hop over to my good old PC over there and with the double monitor and work on that one, which is probably a better idea to do than working on my personal laptop for this. But that's why I also chose Atticus, because Atticus 1, you can work on basically any device, I think. They have a whole list of them on their website. 2, it was so much less expensive. It ended up coming to about $207 Canadian, which is $147 US at the time that I bought it with the dollar as it is. And you can either use it as an app, like I have right here, or you can use it as a web browser in a web browser, and that means you can load things on one computer and open it up on the other computer, and it'll be saved as you've had it, which just sounds amazing. We love that. We love the way things can seamlessly move from computer to computer if you so desire. I'm going with Atticus because it was a better choice for me, and it seems very easy to run through. So we're gonna see how this goes. It is currently Wednesday. It is about 4:40. I've finished work for the day, and I wanted to kind of pop in and start messing with Atticus and seeing how things can come through. Now, with my book formatting, once I have the Word document completely finished, I have a few added details for the book that I'm very excited to see how that works, to put them in as like images possibly. And I also have a bunch of chapter headers that I gotta figure out how to work with. So this book is definitely a labor of love. Not only that, like the actual book itself and the story, but the actual physical copy of the book, because not only does it have 2 hand-drawn maps by me, it has images across the parts, and it's gonna have chapter headers all drawn by me. I'm just putting all the effort in because I want it to look so beautiful. Anyways, that's what this vlog is gonna be. It's gonna be me jabbering at you for however long, like always. But this time, we're gonna be formatting a second story. Let's get into it. Please ignore Gab in the background. I'm still watching one of her things and the remote's over there to pause it, but I moved over to my actual computer to do this because it has a mouse and I can do this and have her on the big screen. This is what I'm gonna do for the next little bit. I'm gonna fiddle around with things, see if I can figure something out. Oh, I need my iPad. It's all of my little doodly drawings are on it. As so far, pretty fun. Hello friends. It is now much later and I've been spending the entire evening just fiddling and formatting this book. And oh man, it's been so fun, but also a little frustrating because there's been a lot of trial and error with a lot of things, especially my images. I remembered as I was going through, somebody had said at some point that if you have like cream colored pages, which is what most self-published books do, you have a choice between cream and white. Most of them do cream because it's a nice look. Like these are all like cream colored pages. They're just a slightly softer look than the harsh white that you can get. But if you do that and you have images, you might have a white box around your images. And I remember that as I was pulling my images from my iPad, I was like, oh my God, all of these are going to be white because they are drawn on white paper. So it spent 10 minutes figuring out how to make it a transparent image and then trying to save it as a PNG and then send it as a PNG because something was going on in my iPad where it was saving as a PNG but then sending as a JPEG, which was driving me bananas because apparently PNG is the only format that like accepts transparent backgrounds, otherwise like JPEG will just fill it with something. So that took me a long time to figure out how to do. But I did it. Happy for me. And then also figuring out the theme of it that I want to do specifically with like the chapter themes and the specifics. Yeah, so the theme of the thing, hold on. So you see here it says theme. So in here you can pick like how things look, and I'm not touching anything because I don't want to mess anything up. So it's just essentially like how it looks like this. It depends on how you want the chapter numbers to be, how you want the chapter to be detailed and all this kind of stuff. This particular one is a set Atticus theme because I was trying to make my own custom theme for a bit and it just was like straight up not working. So I'm gonna try that on a different day, possibly on my personal computer. But yeah, so it was like trying out all the different themes to see if I had one that I liked that they had already laid out, and then trying to figure out chapter headers. I'm gonna need to change these chapter headers because I realized that this isn't actually a chapter header. If I want to do chapter headers, I need to create my own custom theme and include the image in the custom theme because I tried to do one of these little chapter headers down in the epilogue down here and it looked ridiculous. It was like sitting really, really low and I was like, why is that? And I was like, oh yeah, no, because it's treating it as an image in the text, not as a chapter header, you know? So it's little things like that. So I'm gonna have to fix this. I just put it there so that I would see what it looked like, and this chapter header needs to be changed to a transparent PNG because I didn't do that for these specifically. But yes, so it's been fiddling with this and then going through every single one of my chapters and making sure it's laid out correctly. I will do untraceable traces so you can see. So like before I had like chapter 2 like in bold here and filled in the chapter name and the subheading and all that kind of stuff. I also had to make sure that there were the proper scene breaks. I have to actually go through and make sure I've got all the scene breaks that I have in my original document because I realized that it just wasn't picking them up from the previous document because I hadn't actually put in like the hashtags that I usually do or the number symbols, this little fella, in it for myself to see. So I have to go through my original document in Scrivener to see where they all are to make sure I've got them. But so that's kind of what I've learned. Basically stuff about pictures, which is, you know, useful for myself for later. I also battled with my maps, so that was fun. I just loaded in a new map because I wanted to make sure that it was the highest resolution that it could be, because I noticed when I had this open originally that when I zoomed in, my map became really blurry. It looks a lot better now. That's fantastic. Okay. And I realized that I hadn't actually, this is probably very loud for you, you're sitting on the fan. I realized that I hadn't actually drawn my maps in the proper format for being included in an 8.5 by 5.5 book. So I ended up having to reformatting them just slightly in Procreate and then adding a border. So that's fun. Had to do that to make sure they would like look okay on the page. So those 2 pages might have just white borders, which is not ideal, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's fine. There's probably a way I can fix that. I'll have to look into it. Mainly doing the same thing that I did with my sketches, which was turning them into transparent PNGs. And I gotta make sure that every one of the PNGs that I had used in here are the transparent ones, because I can't tell because right now it's white pages. So I'm gonna have to go through and like delete all the photos in the program, re-upload the proper ones and make sure that they're used properly. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been fiddling with font size to make sure that it's the right one, and picking fonts was wild because the fonts for the paperback and the ebook are different. I guess that's okay. I think I just went with Garamond, which is like the simplest one you can go with. I was gonna go with Libre Baskerville, but it looked really terrible for some reason, even though it's like my favorite font. I was like, why does this look so bad in book form? Things you gotta think about. You gotta think about font. Really, all I've learned is that this is just trial and error as to what I myself like. I'm definitely gonna have to do my own chapter theme because I'm not totally sold on this one. Like it's very, very, very close to what I want, but there's a few things that I'm a little irritated by, but that's okay. I hopefully will be able to figure out how to make my own theme through Atticus. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. Oh, I just realized that there's one of the parts in here needs to be put on a separate page. Okay, yeah. I've been scrolling and looking at my book for so long that I really need to not be sitting here anymore. So I'm going to call it here for today because it is also 11:20. I'm feeling a little unhinged. I'm gonna come back to this tomorrow and we'll see if I can figure out, all of the formatting that I need to figure out and stuff like that. Whew! I was actually talking to my cover artist just now. I was talking to my friend Tessa. She was telling me about like the last little bits and she's have the cover to me finalized by the 8th at the latest, which is very exciting. She sent me basically a finalized front cover just now. It's so good. Yeah, once I have an official spread, the second I have the full spread, like front, spine, and back, I'm gonna get some like proofs from Amazon and Ingram. I don't know if I can do both proofs. I think I can. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that out. But I will definitely be getting a proof from somewhere. Why is the glossary spaced out so much? And how do I fix that? I gotta write that down. I just flicked to the glossary and it's spaced out so much. Why? I don't need it to be spaced out. Okay, so we gotta check glossary. I've got a big to-do list for this. I need to figure out the spacing on that. That's very strange. Things I gotta do. I gotta do new chapter headers because I do really want to include them. I like the look of it. So if I do that, then I also have to figure out how to do my own custom theme on Atticus, and hopefully it'll work better tomorrow or the next day because right now it's just not working on this computer. Every time I go into it and change a font, the font becomes absolutely microscopic and I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense, and it just won't fix itself. So wonderful. But I have to do that. So if I fix the chapter headers and like make new ones, I gotta figure out how to make my own custom theme. Amazing. Then I have to check all my scene breaks from my original Scrivener file to the actual formatted file to make sure I've caught them all, because I feel like I haven't caught them all. I have to triple check that all my photos that I've used are the correct transparent PNGs. I have to triple check that all of my chapters end with the proper style. I don't like widows or orphans left at the end, and to help you visualize what that is. So this is one where there's 2 lines. If it was just a one-liner or a couple words, that's what I would want to get rid of, which I've been doing. There was a few that ended like that I've just gone back and formatted and deleted words and stuff. I have to add my author page because I forgot to do that. I have my glossary and I have my acknowledgements, which is great. I have to add an author page and I have to add blank pages between parts because I want some blank pages between the acknowledgements, and then have a blank page and then my author page and then a blank page to finish the book, kind of a thing. All that good stuff. And then I gotta fix the spacing on the glossary. All these good things. I am just rambling. I need to go and not be staring at a computer for any longer because I've literally been staring at a computer for like 12 hours today. I'm having a good time? Question mark? Like, it's so fun to be doing all of this stuff, It's really quite fun to be pulling it together and making it look like an actual book. I think once I learn how to get everything set and once I have my own theme set and all this good stuff, I will be able to smoothly do it for the second book. It'll go a lot faster because I'll have it all saved and it won't be me like figuring out the program and figuring out how I like things to look at the same time. I'll catch up with you guys probably tomorrow or whenever I have more updates for this craziness. Hello, my lovely friends. It is much, much later since I last talked to you about this whole formatting journey, but hello. It is officially Thursday, April 6th. We are a month and like 5 days away from freaking publishing, and I'm so excited. But I just got all my cover files from my cover designer. I'm so excited. And I immediately threw them into KDP. I fought with the sizing a little bit because KDP is very picky. I loaded it in and I've been staring at this screen for so long and I'm like, okay, it's telling me there's an error, but what's the error? And then I went and I looked in and it's page 10 and 11. It's my 2 maps. I'll show you. They are a little bit outside of the bleed lines, which is a little unfortunate. I don't really know how to change that other than actually changing the images, maybe giving them a frame. I'm gonna have to mess with that, but this is so fun. I need to mess with it like now because I want to get a proof in my hands. And I'm sorry about my dishwasher in the background, but we have a cover and I gotta actually go in and make it like a proper cover. I gotta go put a blurb on the back and I gotta make the title on the spine, but we have a cover and the cover is so beautiful. Oh God, I'm so excited. I want to get this into a physical copy like right now. What have I done since I last talked to you? It's been a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot of things. I think the last time I talked to you, I was talking to you about the nitpickiness of Atticus and like actually putting it into my own theme, which I did. I ended up messing around with the theme and then going back in and making sure once I had set up the theme and put in all the images, which I ended up doing, I ended up going back into my iPad and redoing every single one of those images for cover headers and getting them all properly done so that they will be little sketches instead of like a white box with an image. It'll be little sketches in the actual print, which is what I wanted. And I also went through every single chapter to make sure that there were no stragglers at the end of a chapter, and if there were, I edited down to make it better. I did that as well for a couple, like just for appearance wise on the main pages. If there was kind of weird, like repeated shapes of sentences, I just kind of went in and edited back. I'm very nitpicky with how things visually looked. I don't know why, but I am. So I did that. And I think we've settled now on this ebook and print proofs, I guess as you could call them, as they are. I then exported them as an EPUB and a PDF, and then I set up my book funnel, which is that I ended up having to ask Sarah Sutton about. I asked both Amy Prokopis and Sarah about their, like what they do for ARCs when they want to send out ARCs to advanced readers, and Sarah mentioned book funnel. So I got that and I threw the EPUB into there and the PDF and I tried it, and some of the images don't come out right, which is making me a little worried about how the EPUB is going to work through Kindle, because that's what was giving me the issue. Kindle was giving me the issue because I threw it through Apple Books and it was perfectly fine. It's just Kindle that was giving me an issue, and it was just for the images. So I don't know what's going on there, but I think we're okay. I don't know. I'll have to check. Yeah, so that's done. I've also officially sent out an ARC sheet, a Google form. That's what it's called. And some people have been filling it out, which is amazing. Also, the ebooks are up for pre-order now. I already have 4 pre-orders for the ebooks, which is insane. So, oh my gosh, I could set up the paperbook pre-order tonight if I wanted. I have the covers now. Oh my God, I have to finish the cover first. I have to put the title on the spine, and I have to do the back blurb. I gotta do that before I do anything else. And I've been going through A Second Story on my phone in Apple Books and editing it that way, which has been interesting. It's just like kind of reading through and like if there's a word that's weird, that kind of an edit. So I think I want to finish that before I officially throw it into Ingram for paperback pre-order, but I want to do that in the next couple days. So gotta quickly do that. There's so many things that you have to do and it's bananas. It's driving me bananas. But okay, so up next, what do we have to do right now? What am I doing? I am going to do the blurb for the back of my book. I'm going to take what I have in Goodreads and just kind of jazz it up a little bit, I think. And then I'm going to watch a video on YouTube about how to make book covers in Photoshop, because I don't know how to do that. And then I'm going to add the title and the back blurb to my book cover. Then I am going to fix whatever the hell's going on with the images in my book that's making KDP freak out. And then I'm going to approve it and get a proof from Amazon. And then I'm going to finish my edit through that I'm doing on my phone, finalize and approve the ebook and the paperback once more through Atticus, load those into the places they need to be loaded into, and get the paperback pre-order from Ingram underway. There's so much. And in between all of that, send out ARCs to people, because that's a thing now. Oh my God, first things first, I can throw the cover into Book Funnel because I now have a book cover, which is so exciting. But yes, those are the updates for now. So much is happening. I'll chat with you later. God, I think it's Wednesday. Technically Thursday because it's like 1 in the morning, but I wanted to pop in and say, hey, I am still running through the Formatting Chronicles. It's been a time. I just today, finished my final read through of my second story, editing it on my phone, loaded all those changes into Atticus, and then officially did the final files, threw them into Ingram, had to fix a few issues with the cover because it just wasn't saved with the right settings. I don't know. Ingram was weird. Did the same thing with the ebook cover. Put it all through, put the payment through, did everything. And then I decided to put all those updated files into Amazon, into KDP. And KDP does a spell check for you. There were 3 typos from those changes that I didn't catch in Atticus. And Ingram charges for changes. So I am mad now because those were 3 typos that I should have caught and I didn't. But it's fine, or I should have put it through Amazon first so it could do the check. I also have to fix my maps in it because I thought I had fixed the issue. It was this whole thing today because I got my physical proofs from Amazon today. I really wanted to find out a way that I could make my maps like reach page to page instead of being like just little itty bitty thumbnails in the middle of the page. But the bleed option on KDP wasn't working for me. So I thought I fixed that today when I put all the stuff in, but when I went to go check on KDP afterwards, it looks like whatever the bleed marks are gonna be are gonna cut the images, just like slice off part of the images. And I was like, that's not what I need. And like a lot of it too, like it's a substantial amount on each side. And I'm just like, why? So I gotta fix those too. And that'll be another change. So there'll be 5 pages of changes for Ingram once that comes through. So Ingram has been interesting, but I have to wait for them to approve it on their end so that then when I get the like ebook files to approve, I can do that. And then I think I can update the internal files, the pages that I need to be updated kind of a thing. So tomorrow I'm going to try to figure out my map situation, see if I can figure out the bleed, because I don't know why that's a thing. Yeah, and it didn't ask me anywhere in Ingram's settings if the paperback was a bleed, like if the interior was a bleed. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. I did get this today and it was very surreal. It's unreal to be holding this in my hands. Like it's a real book. It's a real thing. It has a spine, it has a back, it has pages with words that I wrote on the inside. It's real. The amount of times I've gone through my Atticus file and adjusted for the formatting is in the hundreds now. It's been a time today, and now I'm just irritated because I thought I was gonna be basically done and be like, great, now I just have to approve it when that email comes in and everything will be hunky-dory. But no, I now know that there are 5 changes that I have to do, 5 different pages of changes. I really hope they don't charge that much for changes. That's the update of this never-ending saga, but I'm happy that I'm officially done with the editing because I want to be able to focus on book 2 now fully, because we are April 12th, 13th now, almost halfway through the month, and I have not gotten enough progress on Project Luck to be one, because I wanted to have a finished draft by the end of the month. So I need to get boogieing on that, but I think I've been using these past few nights to edit a second story, so it's a valid reason as to why I haven't gotten boogieing on that. But from here on, we're gonna be boogieing because I can put a second story out of my head. It's done. It's done. I think I'll feel a little bit happier when everything is kind of fixed and stuff, but it's a lot when all these little issues pop up like that. Really hope I can figure out the map thing. It's really bothering me. that I won't be able, that I like, it didn't fix it today with what I tried to do. I don't know why it's like that. It's so bizarre to me. I don't know why it was like that. I'm gonna have to double check again tomorrow when I have a brain and it's not 1 a.m. Instead of ending this clip on me like this, I'm gonna insert a TikTok that I made today when I got these so that you can see joy instead of exhausted annoyance. Guess what just arrived? My art! Ah! I don't even have words right now. Okay. These are my babies. This is my book. This is my book. I ordered 2 just so I could make sure that everything was kosher on them. Oh, my boys. Oh my God. Oh, my boys. There's a big mark on that one. Okay, this one's okay. Oh my God. Oh. I'm gonna have to flip through to make sure everything's good after, but it's a real thing. It's real. It's real. It's a thing. That's the spine. Look at the spine. And you have the back. First look at the back. Oh my God. Look at my boys. Look at them. Look at my sons. Look at them. Oh my God. Wow. Look at these. It's a real, I wrote a damn book. And it's like a book. Oh, it's real. Oh my God. I don't even. Hello, friends. It is officially April 16th? Question mark? I think. And I wanted to pop in with, I think, the final update for this whole formatting fiasco, if you will. So things are good. Things are wonderful. I think we have successfully landed on the final copies. Fingers crossed. So last time I updated you, I was dealing with the map fiasco and uploading to Ingram and all that loveliness. So I got the e-proofs from Ingram, and I knew I was gonna need to do updates anyways because I had those 3 typos that I found, or that KDP found. And so I knew I was gonna have to update the draft anyways because of that. And I wanted to make sure that my maps were good. So to do that, I got another proof from Amazon today in the mail, and I think we've nailed it on the maps. This is not it. This one has like a little baby thin border on this side, but no border on this side. But I've updated my borders in my proof to make them thicker so that if anything gets cut off from the bleed, which it doesn't look like it will, because this is the entire map and this is the entire map for Airmount and for Rivar. And this looks a lot better when it like reaches the whole page. So I'm happy with that. But if the border's just a little bit thicker, then it'll actually have a border all the way around and it'll look purposeful, you know? That's that. Maps have been fixed. So I've uploaded a fresh PDF with the typos fixed and the maps fixed to Ingram. I paid the $25 revision fee. I'm not touching it anymore. It is it. And by the time this goes up, fingers crossed, the paperback pre-order will be live, because I have the files submitted into Ingram. I submitted them, I believe, on Friday, and it is now Sunday. So hopefully tomorrow I get like the email being like, take one more look or whatever, like to officially say yes to the proofs and go forward with a pre-order for the paperbacks through Ingram. I am so excited because everybody keeps asking me, where are the paperback pre-orders? And I'm like, listen, I'm trying to figure out Ingram's thing. It's tricky. And I knew I needed to be like done on my draft and on my editing, because there was a $25 revision fee, which I now know, $25 US, which is more than $30 Canadian. So paid that, done the revision fee, and fingers crossed everything goes smoothly from here on out. We've done it, my friends. Everything else in this book, all the formatting is perfect. I'm gonna take you on a little tour. We have my boys. This is the first look, up close look at a proof for you guys. I'm loving it. And it looks even better in person. I brought this proof, or the other proof, to my friends last night, and they were all like, oh my God, it looks so much better in person than it does online. But yes, this is the back blurb. If you want to pause to read, you can. I know that this is blocked, but if you want an unblocked version, it's up on my website. So you guys can go take a look at the official back blurb. And we have all of the things on the inside. So first up, we have this little doodle that I did. I wanted to do that because I know from all books and their formatting and the way that they're printed, this page is like attached to the cover and doesn't lay nice. So I wanted the title page to be the second page, which is this, with the little lighthouse from Federally Place down there. Federally Place is the street that the bookstore is on, by the way. I don't think I've ever explained that in a video. And then we have, of course, the copyright page, and then the dedication page. We have all of the content, so I'm going to flip by really quickly. And of course, we have my two maps, which I have shared in previous videos, but there she be. So it's going to be a little bit more easy to read the arrow mount part, because it won't be in the fold as much, because it'll be a border, and there will be a border on this side as well, so that the legend doesn't get, you know, cut off or anyway. But yeah, this is the town of Arrowmount. I'm so happy with the way that the numbers turned out. It's unreal. And there's the Brenham Empire. In here we have Arrowmount, the place where it's all set. This is the realm of Ravar, and you can see I have so many other things laid out in this world, and this is where Project Dragon is set. Fun fact. Anyways, so that's that, and then we get into part 1, and the first chapter starts there. But yes, I'm very happy with the formatting, the way that it runs along the bottom, and that there are no widows or orphans on this page. You know, here's chapter 2. Yes, I am very happy with the way this looks. Everything is great. Oh, I'll also tell you now that we have a character list in the back. Wonderful, wonderful. So we have all of these different characters, you know, and if they're weird pronunciations, I've given you how to pronounce them next to it, but usually it's pretty straightforward. It sounds how it's spelt. And then we have a glossary of things that are going on. So like places that are mentioned, different objects that are mentioned, etc., etc. So there is a glossary in my book, my friends. Please use it. I am very proud of this glossary. And then there's, of course, the acknowledgements. But yeah, that is the book, my friends. If you guys are at all interested in any specifics about the formatting that I've done throughout this video, please ask me questions down below, and I can always make extra videos about it. I can talk about it during release week when I'm doing those kind of videos. I can even talk about it during my live stream that I'm going to be doing on Thursday, May 11th, the release day. So definitely mark that in your calendars. I will announce the time that I will be doing that live stream eventually, because it is a work day for me, so it'll probably be in the early evening for me, at least. I'm going to be doing my own personal launch with my friends on the Friday, which is very exciting, but the Thursday will be for content and me just freaking out in my apartment alone. So that'll be very exciting. But yeah, I think that's it on A Second Story. As for right now, A Second Story's done. I've done the final edit. I have done the formatting. We have got the proof. We've got the maps figured out. We've got all the drawings figured out. Everything that I had issues with, I've fixed. And I'm just so happy about it. Like, oh my God. One, I'm so happy about these little like chapter headers that I did. I'm so excited for you guys to see them all and see all the doodles that I've done in here and read all the chapter titles and look at the map and just fall in love with my boys. I've sent out ARCs already to people. The sign up sheet is still open for me on this end, and I think I'm going to close it at some point, but if you are at all interested in becoming an ARC reader, go fill out the form in the description if you like. You pre-order it now because the paperback pre-orders are live, so please pre-order it. You guys have no idea how much that helps me. And if you have read it, if you are an ARC reader and you have read it, or you're watching this after May 11th and you read my book, please review it. Please review it on Amazon. Please review it on Goodreads, on Storygraph, all the places, because the more reviews, the better. And I want everyone to read this book. So share it with your friends and family. It is heartwarming and soft. There are a couple swear words in here, so I don't know if it's perfect for kids, but I leave that up to your discretion. I wrote it for adults. I wrote it for me. So I leave that up to you guys and your discretion, but I think everyone should read this book. I really do. And now I'm gonna go and do some writing for book 2, because book 2 is coming out this fall for you guys. This video has been me trying out Atticus. So I think my final review for Atticus is I give it like a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a little buggy every once in a while and my computer hated it, but I loved the fact that I could open it on my iPad. I could open it on my phone. I could open it on my work computer. I could open it anywhere, which did bug it up a little bit. Mainly, it didn't actually bug it up. It just changed some of the settings every once in a while. So like I would go in and a couple pages would be flipped. In the front matter, they would like reset themselves to what the program wanted it to be. Or in the actual formatting, at the very bottom of in the advanced settings of the formatting, there was a choice between having like no widows and orphans, or a balanced page spread, or a best of both kind of situation. And I picked the balanced page spread, even though I didn't want any widows and orphans, because the balanced page spread keeps everything even at the bottom for the most part. Like literally, like at the bottom here, there wouldn't be like one that's higher than the other, because that really bothers me when I see that in my own work, at least. Like I need to keep it as smooth and as linear as possible. Like regular traditionally published books are all kept like that. So every once in a while, the Atticus program would reset itself. If I was working on my iPad and then moved to my computer, it would reset back to the widow and orphan one and would add like 10 pages, because that's what that does, right? It adds more space. And then I'd be like, oh my God, and I had to hit the button again and make sure it was all like as I wanted it to be set up before I officially exported for the last time. I really enjoy formatting, but I think the next time, because I have my like second story theme picked now, like the theme of this book has been picked. Book 2 is going to be so much easier to pull together, because now I know all the pitfalls with Atticus. I know all the pitfalls with KDP and Ingram. I know now to submit to KDP first because they find typos. I know to do that as well for the cover. And I know Ingram's issues with the specifications for covers on their end. I know it all. So book 2 is going to be so much smoother, and I'm not going to have to worry about it as much, which is going to be so nice. And I can use like the same map settings that I have in this one. I can just reuse it because it's set in the same place, and then the maps will be fine there, because this has been my biggest image issue, has been the maps, which I kind of figured because I was an idiot and I didn't draw them on a proper 8.5 by 5.5 spaced size, like paperback size, which is what this paperback is size, by the way. It's 8.5 by 5.5. So it's always gonna have this little gap at the bottom and the top, but I don't really mind. I think they look great. And I was looking at like the quality. Surprisingly, it's not bad, because like the quality of the maps in most of the self-published books that I have on my shelves is muddy. Like it looks not clear. So I was expecting that from Amazon, because it's like, you know, print on demand is not always the best quality. Sometimes you're gonna get print slips and stuff like that. So muddy maps is a thing. And I was expecting that. I wasn't expecting like prime image quality. So I was so happy to get this one. I'll show you. Specifically the Aeromat one, because if you look really closely, you can see all of the little flags that I've drawn on my map, because it's a big thing in Aeromat that they have multicolored flags hanging from building to building, and you can see them all. You can see all the weird little flags that I've done. Even though like It's a little blurry and they're kind of not there, but they're there. You can see them all, and it's just, I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with the fact that those show up. I didn't even think about it, but I'm really pleased with the way that these maps turned out. Anyways, my friends, that brings us to the end of this whole formatting journey of mine. We are pressing done on a second story. Now we just wait. Now we just wait until May 11th, until things are live and it's in your hands. So pre-order. Please pre-order it. Tell your friends about it. Get them to pre-order. And on the day, scream about it with me, because I'm so pleased that you guys have been on this journey with me. I really am. I know if you guys don't care, if some of you don't care about any of my writing stuff, I'm so sorry that that's what you've been getting a lot of content for this year so far. But I'm just so excited to be sharing the fact that, yes, I've written a book. This is real. I am now a published author. That's wild. Or like almost a published author, I guess you could say. May 11th, I will be officially a published author. But like, I did it. I wrote a damn book. And I'm so happy about it. And I'm so happy that it's something I can share with you guys. And have been able to like map my journey from beginning to end, literally. Because this all started with a, can I write a book, a 70,000 word book in 30 days? Back in June 2022. And I did, because it's now here and it's ready for your hands. I'm so excited. Oh, but anyways, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me for this long video. If you made it to the end, leave me a page number between 1 and 266 and I will respond with a quote from that page. So leave me that comment down below and I will let you know. Yes, my friends, oh my God, we're so close to it being real and it being in your hands. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. Anyways, my friends, I will catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading and writing. All of the things. Bye.